Hope everyone's doing well. I'll just wait a moment and just check that we are all live and that everything is good. How's everyone doing? Is everyone having a good week? Is everyone busy? Have I only just gone live? If I have, hello. Might have been talking to myself for a moment there. Right, I'll just wait a moment and I just want to check that everything's working and just see if anyone wants to join me here. We are going to be doing a little training, little positivity talk. It's going to be a training around the power of positivity and how that can impact your business. Because I feel like it's had a massive impact on my life and my business. If you are watching, even if you're watching on the replay, type a little comment in, say hi to me. I'd love to know who's watching. Hopefully some more people will join as we get going. I'll just give it a moment or so. I know it's random going on at 12 o'clock. Not everyone knows that we are here, so I'll just give it a moment. If you are watching already, please type a little hi into the comments, let me know. So I wanted to do a little training today, I already said, kind of around the power of positivity. Oh, well, good, there's a few of you watching now. Fabulous. Nice. It's nice to know someone's watching. I mean, it's always a thing. Like all the girls in the Nail Business Success Club, whatever, I'm like, you need to go live on your page because you get such great engagement and exposure from going live on your page. And they were like, no, like, what if no one watches? And I'm like, yeah, that sometimes does happen. Like, sometimes I go on here and no one watches. Like, it's just the way, unfortunately, sometimes. But here we are. There's 5 of you watching. So hi. Please comment if you are watching. Let me know. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Kerry. Hi, Amy. Hi, Vicky. Vicky, are you okay this morning? I did see your message before I came on. I'll reply to you later. So I wanted, yes, a power of positivity. So, obviously, I'm going to try, before I start, I'm going to try and keep this fairly short. I don't want you all having to be here forever and ever. A little bit of a training that's hopefully going to make you see things maybe a little bit differently. Or anyone who's watching now, please, can you type in the comments and let me know, are you generally a positive person, more of a realist, or you think quite negatively about things? Like, let me know in the comments. Probably quite a lot of you in here will hopefully be fairly positive because you are in this group for one, and we are quite a positive bunch in here. But please let me know in the comments kind of whereabouts you are at the moment. And this is hopefully, maybe just listening to this will just give you a little bit of like, yeah, I realise actually now, even if I feel like quite positive a lot of the time, like how important it is to really like delve into those positive feelings and to really try and keep those negative ones as far away from us as possible, because they can make a massive difference to your business. Like, I know, like, it's really like a bit fairy hair, you know, a bit fairy, a bit like, oh, think positively and like everything will be all right. And I know, like, there's quite a lot of realists out there, or negatives that will be like, oh, you know, no, there's no point in me feeling like that because, it's never good. It never ends well. I don't want to set myself up for failure is something that people often say. They don't want to think the best in case the best doesn't happen. And there's been quite a lot of studies and psychology and, like scientists and psychologists kind of studying like the power of positivity over recent years. And it's not just all magical fairy dust, and it's not like, just think positively and everything's going to be fine, but there are some massive things that you can take from it. Now, when we have a negative emotion, when we think of anything negatively, it could be in terms of like nail techs, it could be that I hear nail techs saying, I can't find any clients, no one's willing to pay anymore, none of these clients are going to come back to me anyway, I'm not good enough, I can't get clients to rebook, I can never make enough money from this. Having negative emotions such as that are not doing you any favours, unfortunately. And if you are someone who's been feeling like negative or has negative thoughts a lot more than like the positive ones, like how is that working for you now? Like, are you finding that the more negative thoughts that you get, the worse things that are happening, or the harder things are getting, the more stressful things are getting? Because what they've proven is that having negative emotions really narrows your mind. and you are not open to the world of possibilities and open to like broadening like your skills and your horizons basically. And it kind of goes right back to like this fight or flight thing that we have going on in our brains. And it's like, you know, back in the day when we were like cavemen or whatever, and we were about to, you know, come out of our cave and we we're like about to be like attacked by a bear or a tiger or something, you know, and you see that thing about to attack you, and it shuts you off to all possibilities. Having negative thoughts shuts you off to nearly all possibilities available to you. Because, like, for example, if a tiger is about to attack you, you are not thinking about, you know, building your skills or what's available. You're literally thinking, well, what's the point in thinking about all these other stuff, because the end is in sight, and so you don't think about it. And even though, and this might sound crazy, but that same chemical and thing that we have for the fight or flight is the same, whether, you know, so back in the day it was there specifically to save us from being killed, but now we use that in nearly every situation that we come across. And anything that you can feel that's like negative, you know, if you have like negative thoughts about something, it does the same thing, and your brain is trying to save you from being hurt. But by doing so, it's stopping you from seeing all of the options that are available. Like, you know, for example, if you were about to be attacked by a tiger, you know, you're not going to start, you know, there might be quite a few options available to you to save yourself. And it's the same kind of, but you don't see them, because you're literally just like, I can't look anywhere apart from the tiger. Like, I can't look at anything apart from the negative thing that's going on, because this is so big. And the same thing that happens, and you get it like with overwhelm in your business as well. Like if you know, like when you, for example, if you have a negative emotion in the morning that you're like, oh my God, like I'm running this business, I've got my kids here, this is just so stressful. Like, how am I going to get everything done? Like, I know that's like one that I often have. Like, this isn't about being like perfect all the time and always having these positive thoughts, but it's about trying to make them more positive than not. And you know, when you have mornings like that and you're like, how on earth am I going to get anything done? And you get overwhelmed and you cannot see your way out, and you just keep looking at everything and it just gets worse and worse, and that's what happens. And negativity grows and it can get worse and worse for you. And the more negative thoughts that you have over positive thoughts, the less opportunities that you are going to see. You know, it's proven, like, you know, there's a scientist, well, I think she was a psychologist, Fredrickson, that did a whole like test around this. And it proved that by having positive thinking, it really does open up like a world of possibilities to you, because you start, for example, in this test, it was like they basically had a load of people that they gave like positive like things to, and a load of the like negative and then like neutral ones. And then they got them to write a list of things that they kind of wanted to get done or do or something like that. And basically the ones that had the positive, showing the positive images before, had like a ton more answers of things that they were going to get done and achieved than the ones that had seen the negative images before. And it's so true. Like, does anyone else find that if they wake up in the morning and they're feeling quite negative or feeling pretty crap or whatever, you know, that then they get much less done throughout the day? Like, whereas if you wake up and you actually can get yourself into that positive state of mind, and I'm going to show you how to do it, because it's up to you to feel positive. But if you can get into that positive state of mind, you are going to achieve so much more in your business. You are going to get so much more done so much quicker. You know, there's so many benefits of having a positive mindset. I'm going to go through like a few ways in which you can have a more positive outlook in a moment. But some of the things that I found, like, I was never always like this. Like, you know, I before I did this, before I was a nail tech, like back like 5-10 years ago, I was not positive, and I was very much a realist, and I used to be like, oh, I don't want to think like the best that's going to happen, because, you know, then I'm going to be let down. You know, then what if it doesn't happen? Like, I'd rather think negatively, and then if something nice happens, brilliant. But it it doesn't actually work like that. And actually, the more, and even if you don't see it at the moment, the more the way that if you think like that and the more negative you're thinking, you're actually stopping things from happening to you because you're not open to seeing them. You're not having those creative ideas. And that's one of the things that comes from being positive, is that you're more creative. You know, for example, if I relate this to like nail technicians, you know, you could be like, oh my God, like I don't have any clients like next week or this week. You know, and if you're feeling really negative about it and you're down in the dumps about it and you're like, oh, I can't, I'm not going to have any clients, like, oh, the economy, it's because of coronavirus, oh, and like just negative, like you are not going to put the effort in that you need to, or be able to come up with the ideas to be able to get yourself out of that hole of not having any clients. And so having a positive mind, you're actually going to come up with loads and loads more ideas, and you can see the woods through the trees. Is that the way right round? See the trees, you know, because you basically, you open yourself up. You're like, when you're feeling positive about something, so say if you've switched it around and you're like, yeah, okay, well, yeah, coronavirus is here, yeah, like some people have lost their jobs, but what about the millions that have been paid furlough and haven't been able to go out and spend their money lately? What about, you know, all the clients that have used me before? What about the thousands of people that live within a 1 mile radius of me that still don't know about my business? Like, imagine if they all knew about my business. Like, I could be fully booked. I only need 20 clients to be fully booked. Like, you know, and you can really start, like, then your mind starts going. You're like, okay, well, yeah, okay, so now I do know that there is enough people out there. Like, okay, well, let me write down, like, what are like 10 things that I could do in order to attract these clients into my business today? And having the power of positive thinking can really be the difference between you succeeding or you not. And it's a chicken and egg thing. You can't have success. It's like, does success come first or happiness come first? Because a lot of people will be like, let me wait until I'm successful, and once I've got money and once I've got it, then I'll be happy. But it doesn't work like that. Like, you need to have them both in combo together. Like, you need to be happy now so that you can get the success. And then when you get success, you get more happiness, and then it goes and goes and goes and goes. And that's where I kind of feel like I am now. Like, it took me a long, long time to get here. And now that's why, like, I want to share so much, like, about the power of positivity with you all. You know, and also, like, by being positive, like, it's how much more enjoyable is your life going to be? Is your work life going to be? How much more enjoyable and less stressful is it going to be having a business when you've got positivity behind you? Like, huge amounts. And for any of you that, I know there'll be like skeptics out there and people that don't really believe in all of this stuff, and they're just like, well, no, I just want to think negatively. You know, yes, you can think negatively, but is that working for you now? Like, is having that negativity helping you to grow your business? Like, guarantee not. So it's your choice at the end of the day as to whether you want to be positive, whether you want to be negative, you know, and what the balance is. You know, you're never going to be positive 100% of the time, but it's being able to be positive most of the time, and being able to get yourself out of that negative state when you don't want to be in it. And that is huge in terms of having success in your business. Your mindset, I say it over and over again, but your mindset is the most important thing to you having a successful nail business. Like, if you can get your mind in the right place, have positivity, you know, go out and actually physically attract your clients and not just wait for things to fall in your lap. And all of these things are combined: positivity, taking responsibility for your business. You know, they're all combined together. You know, they all work in like connection with each other. Now, ways, before I finish, and let me just read some of the comments. So Vicky said, lots of people working from home right now, target those people. Yes, exactly, Vicky. Anne-Marie said, having a day like that today, feeling negative and don't know where to start to get things going again. Right, so hopefully by the end of this, Anne-Marie, you'll be feeling a little bit more positive and a little bit ready to go. Amy said, the only cavemen that had dinner were the ones brave enough to leave the cave and hunt. Yes. I love that, Amy. I've never thought about that. That's really, really good. Michelle said positive, but the odd lack of confidence day creeps in. Yeah, it is so normal as well. And Kerry said, I lack confidence, so it makes me negative. And Amy said positive, but have down days. Victoria positive, Kerry negative. Yeah, so quite a mixed bunch out there. And it can be like, you just, like, let me just go through like a few things that you can do. So first of all, if you want to take yourself out of, and this is completely normal to wake up in a negative mindset, trust me, I do it often. But I know, and I've trained myself and I've trained my brain to get myself out of that negative mindset as soon as possible in the morning, so that I don't continue that along my whole day. Because if you don't know how to do that and you let that affect your whole day, that's a whole day of your life gone. You know, even if you let that affect you for half a day, it's annoying, isn't it? And then it gets you into that cycle, because you get to lunchtime and you're like, why am I so down? Why am I feeling like this? I'm having a really unproductive day, and things just get worse and worse and worse for you. So it's and you can make a decision as to whether you want to be positive or whether you want to be negative. It's actually as simple as that, as just deciding. Now, ways that you can help that to be, because I know sometimes it is hard, like our brains don't want us to be happy for some reason. Sometimes we wake up in the morning in a bad mood, or one thing can trigger us. And again, like what one thing has triggered you into having that bad day? What, like your kids annoyed you in the morning, or whatever it is that's happened, or someone else in your family's annoyed you, or you've had an argument with someone. And it's like, okay, well, you get to choose at that point. Am I going to let this affect my whole day, my whole week, my whole month, my whole year, my whole life even? Or am I actually just going to snap myself out of this and go and do something that I am going to enjoy? Because that will really, really help. So everyone will have their own mix of things that they want to do that will get them into that positive state. Now, for me, it's doing exercise. 100%. If I go a few days without doing exercise, I start getting down in the dumps. So for me, it's exercising, eating healthy. If I don't do those things, I start to feel really crap about myself, and that can pull me into a negative thing. And that's when I start to get anxious as well. So interesting. Like drinking alcohol makes me anxious as well. So like, is there things, and like, I never used to think about this. Like I never knew about this stuff. But now I know it, I'm conscious of it. And, you know, do you find, like, it could be that you don't realise at the moment, but it could be that there are certain triggers, things that you are doing or not doing that pull you into that state. So if you start looking at things like, say, for example, like today you've woken up really shitty. Well, what was it that you did or didn't do yesterday, you know, that might have changed that state of mind for you? And then just try and either limit them or make them do more of them if they enjoy it. So like going and doing things like that you enjoy is really, really good. So, you know, if you enjoy doing like creative nail art and colour books, like go and do some of that. If you're feeling negative, there's no point trying to force yourself to do some more stuff that you don't want to do. So take half an hour. I don't care. If you're the busiest person in the world, the best thing that you can do is to take even 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you've got, you know, squeeze that into the morning in order to get yourself into that positive frame of mind. Like the other thing that works well for me is meditation. Like there's the Calmfulness app that's free. You can do 3-minute meditations on there. Like just lie on your bed for 3 minutes. Even sometimes with my kids running around, I'll still do it. Like, because I just know that if I don't get myself in the right frame of mind, that I'm going to waste time and I'm not going to get to where I want to be. So, you know, that's why get into your positive frame of mind so that you open up all your opportunities and have the most chance for success in your business and with your life. The other thing as well is catching yourself talking negatively. So you will often, and everyone does it, obviously we're talking to ourselves like over and over constantly in our minds, and we will often say things, you know, like, oh, I'm so bad for like eating that biscuit, or you know, I'm rubbish at doing nails, or you say stuff to yourself that you would never even say to like your enemy. Like, and so try and catch yourself if you say something bad. Like I know I had like friends around for dinner last night, and like one of them's really good with money, and then like we were talking about money, and I said to everyone, I was like, oh, I'm so bad with money. And then I was like catching myself out this morning, I was like, no, I'm not so bad with money. Like, why am I saying that? Like, and saying it out loud. So like, I wouldn't say that to someone else. So like, don't beat yourself up. Don't say things to yourself that you wouldn't say to others, because again, that can really help that negative mindset to get bigger and bigger. Also, like lastly, another way to have a more positive outlook is to always expect the best. I know it can be scary to do that because you are opening yourself up to things that might not happen, you know, but so many more things, I bet good things are going to happen to you if you open yourself up to them. So if you close yourself off from anything good happening, then it's much less likely to happen if you have that positive outlook and you're like, you know what, and again, this is a thing that you need to train your brain. It's not something that you might just automatically be like. It depends on your mindset generally, but for some of you it will be really hard to start having more positive thoughts and to think more positively about things. But trust me, like, it really does work. Like, if I went back like 5-10 years ago when I used to think negatively about everything, and I used to think that not like, oh, I think badly because then if something good happens, like, it's a nice surprise. Barely anything happened. It was day in, day out slog, like crappy. Like now, like I appreciate everything so much more as well. Like, gratitude is huge. I've got so much more gratitude because I'm positive about everything, and everything is feeling, not everything all the time, obviously I do have bad days, but lots of things feel great to me, like, and I really get to enjoy life, and I really get to enjoy my business, and I get to enjoy making money. So try and start expecting the best of things. Like, there's a great example that I had in my life last year, where, like, my son, basically we'd moved to a house like years ago, which was near a school that wasn't that great. And my son grew up, we couldn't afford to move house to another area near to another school, so we were basically stuck where we were. And we applied for his school, and I just knew from the outset, I was just like, had the most positive thing. And even though, like, our school that we got was like, basically the school was closest, was not very good, and then we applied for like 4 other ones that were like all around it. We didn't really have much chance of getting into any of those 4, so I was like, but I just knew that it was all going to work out, and I had such a strong belief that everything was going to work out. So come the day where they like announced the results of what school he was going to go to, we didn't get the 4 good ones, we got the 1 bad one in the middle, right? But I still didn't let that go. Like, I was just like, I just still feel like everything's going to be fine. And we like put ourselves on the wait list for everything. And I guess now, like, talking about all this power of positivity, I kept myself open to all the opportunities and things around me. And actually, in the end, he got a better school than any of those ones. Like, I'm so happy. Like, I met someone, Vicky, who might be watching now, interviewed her, and she basically told me about this other school that was like an outstanding Ofsted school that had spaces, and 2 of his friends were already going there. Like, it was just perfect. Like, it just all worked out. And I'm reading this great book at the moment by Gabby Bernstein, so I'd recommend reading that. It's called Super Attractor. And she basically says in it, when you're manifesting and asking for things, that you say, oh, I want blah, 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 or something better. And, so sometimes, like, even though I'm saying to you, like, always expect the best, sometimes that may not happen, but know that something in the future is going to be better. And don't you think, like, every time, like, you hear so many stories, like, for example, like, people being made redundant, or people going through a really hard time, or whatever, and they come out at the other side and they're like, actually, I'm really glad that happened, because now I've got XYZ, or now I'm doing XYZ. Like, it always works out. And so that's why, again, like, having that power of positive thinking, always expecting the best, is the best thing to do, because it's going to make your life so much more enjoyable. It's going to make your business so much easier to run, like, so much more fun, less stressful. It's going to have a massive impact to your monetary, like, amounts as well that you make. Like, it can really help everything. So I really hope that helps people. Has anyone got any comments or anything they want to add about that, like, before I shoot off? I love talking about this stuff because I just feel like it made the biggest difference to my business. Another thing, just one way, like, if anyone does have any comments or anything they want to say, or if they're feeling more positive now, like, please let me know. Or if you're thinking, you know what, maybe I can be a little bit more positive, or which of the kind of techniques do you think that you could have a look at, or what is it that you find that maybe triggers you to be more happy, or that sets off that negative state? Type it in, because it can be really helpful for you to know this stuff. And, like, finally, like, just before I go, like, the other thing with positivity, which goes in hand with it, is possibility. I have like a 4 P's of happiness that I made up. And two of them are possibility and positivity. And possibility, by having possibility, that gives you positivity as well. So, you know, knowing that, and again, like they just go, it all just goes into each other, because, you know, the more positive you are, the more possibilities you are opening yourself up to. And then in the other way around as well, the more possibilities you have, the more happy you are, the more positive you are, because you're like, wow, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, I've got this, I've got this, you know, it's amazing. Buffy said, I had a really shitty week last week, but after a chat with Joanna and then gave myself a good kick up the arse, I got back on into it, posted into a load of local groups and got some new clients, some more bookings, and did some more of the modules. Feeling super great again now. Hilariously, I was doing the Facebook masterclass and then got a client whilst I was doing that. Amazing. Well done, Buffy. Right, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope everyone enjoyed that. It'll be around. If anyone watches on the replay, please let me know. Like, come and say hi in the comments. Always love to know, like, who's watching, if you found this helpful or not. Please give me a little love heart now, or a thumbs up, or comment and let me know what you thought, and if it's inspired or helped you at all. And go off and have an amazing rest of the week. Like, go do everything that you want to do, achieve everything you want to do, go and write some stuff down now that you want to get done this week, and go and do it. Trust me, that is going to help you to feel so, so much better. Have a lovely afternoon, everyone, and I will see you soon. Bye.